Hi again. In this tutorial we're going to talk about how to make a little bit more detailed drawings than we did in the previous tutorial. I have opened this pulley that we modeled earlier in class, and I gave you a drawing for it that had a detail view that showed you specifically what the geometry was around these grooves in the pulley. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I did that by making a new drawing, so click on New and then Make New Drawing, and I choose a sheet format. And then I drug the front view in. And then since this is a round part, I just did only one additional view and then called that good enough. So just two views really here. And again, my computer is set to default to first angle projection. I want third angle projection because that's the standard for the United States. So make sure you switch that. So switch to third angle projection. You can see this is what's going on. You'll notice that there's a bunch of hidden lines here in this view. That really is kind of confusing, and the purpose of engineering graphics is really to communicate, and these lines are confusing the communication, and so I need to turn them off. If I select the view and then scroll down in the property manager, you can see the display style, and right now it says use parent style, and what that means is that it's using the style that's implemented in the first view you placed on the drawing, which is drawing view 1. However, I'm going to change it and click it to be just to show visible edges. I can also make it so that it's solid, so that it doesn't have any edges, so that it's solid wireframe, but this is the view I want. So I remove all the hidden lines. Okay, my drawing's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and add the model items. So I'll say for the entire model, import the dimensions. Okay, this is pretty cluttered, so I'm actually going to undo that. And I know that there's lots of features up here in these two V's that I'm going to want to take a look at. So I'm going to show you how to create a detail view. It's really easy in Solidworks. If I go to View Layout in the toolbar, you can see there's a detail view option. If I click on the detail view option, what it asks me to do is to draw a circle. So I'm going to draw a circle that includes the area I'm interested in, and it automatically makes a little detail view that's tied to my mouse. Once I click, I place that view, and it shows me that it's a blown up view of this circle A. Okay, so that's detail A, and it has a scale of 1 to 1. This is now its own view, and I can change all of its properties in the view manager, so I could change it to be solid if I wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it just as it is. And now that I have this done, I'm going to click back on annotation and click on model items, and I'm going to go ahead and import for the entire model all the different geometry here. Okay, so it shows up it brings in my view here for the special geometry that I wanted to put on in my detail view. You can see I have this one dimension that was hanging out way down on the bottom, so I just need to pull that guy up, and this guy is way out over here, so I can pull him and relocate him so that he's closer. You always have to do a little bit of cleanup with SolidWorks, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And kind of getting better there. So that's how you make a detail view. To finish up my drawing, I need to change a few more dimension locations here. All right. Looking pretty good. So that's how you make a detail view. You can also make a section view. So I'm going to move all my views over just a shade so that there's room for a section view. And a section view is where you cut apart along some line in order to see what it would look like from the inside. So here I have this keyway that's very difficult to dimension. In fact, it's not dimensioned in any of these views since it's really hidden in here. It's one of those hidden lines that was difficult to see and understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another view that's going to be a section view. And when I click on section, it's going to automatically put me in the line tool. If I select on the lower quadrant and then pull a line up, straight like that. No, I want to, oops. And I'm going to go ahead and place that. And what we see here is a section view of the part. So now I have section B, and I can edit that section line by clicking on it. Oops, didn't quite do that right. So let me get into my section mode. If we want to move the line, we can do that by clicking on it and then pulling those arrows so that we can see them a little bit more clearly. Then this is a new view, and what this is it puts hatching on anywhere that the part has been cut. We'll talk more about this later, but I just wanted to give you a preview of it. For now, I'll delete it because I liked how my drawing was better without it. And I'll put my drawing back, and that'll be the end. See you Tuesday.